Since you have to include at least one direct quotation in each body paragraph, I want to show you how to appropriately quote short stories in your essay. If you are going to quote all or parts of 1 to 4 lines of a short story, you're going to do it like this. Now this means a word, a phrase, or a sentence. Okay, so here I have 2 sentences that I'm actually quoting. So Jimmy Cross reacts to Lavender's death in 2 significant ways. The first is through retribution, since Lieutenant Jimmy Cross led his men into the village of Tonquet, they burned everything. The second is guilt. He hated himself, he had loved Martha more than his men, and as a consequence, Lavender was now dead. Now notice a couple of things here. Both of these quotations are connected directly to my sentence, okay? So here the quotation moves seamlessly from my clause here to here, right? It's just since blah, blah, blah. Jimmy Cross reacts to Lavender's death in 2 significant ways. The first is through retribution, since they go and burn the village, right? Now here, I'm introducing it with a colon. The second is guilt, and I give that information, okay? Here, so you can integrate it with just a word so that it flows into your sentence, or you might have to introduce the quotation itself. And it could be with a colon, like this, if you've got a complete sentence on each side, or if you just have so-and-so says, then you're going to have a comma, all right? So make sure that you connect the quotation that you're using to your own sentence, all right? They have to be connected to each other. After the quotation, you're going to give just the page number from the book in parentheses and then the period after, okay? This just happens to be from the same page. Most of your quotations are going to be like that. They're going to be a word, they're going to be a phrase, or they're going to be a sentence. Now, you might have 4 lines or more of a short story. So if you do that, if you have, let's 5 or more, then you're going to set the quotation off from the sentence. So here is your sentence. The story opens by describing in detail Jimmy Cross's desire for and obsession with Martha. Then I'm going to put this long block quotation. So after my introductory statement, I'm going to put a colon. Then I'm going to indent, and I'm going to reproduce the passage exactly as it appears in the text. Now notice, here I have quotation marks because basically this is just running into my sentences or incorporated within my sentences. Here I don't. I introduce the quotation with my own sentence, but the fact that it's indented lets the reader know that it's a direct quotation. And then this is a little bit different. 1 to 4 lines, the period goes after the parentheses. More than that, the period goes before the parenthetical reference, and no quotations. It's just convention, it's just how you do it. So now, an ellipsis is often used to indicate when you've left something out. Okay, so here's the example here. I'm giving the same example, but I'm leaving out this particular sentence. So I use the ellipsis dots to show that I've left something out. You use brackets to add or change something in a direct quotation. So notice here, I have Jimmy Cross reacts to Lavender's death in 2 significant ways. The first is through retribution, since, well, maybe I don't want to repeat Jimmy Cross here because I just put it here. Maybe that's too clunky and not too smooth. So what I can do is change Lieutenant Jimmy Cross for the word he. And what I do is put that he in square brackets, which shows that that's a change from the original. So those are really the conventions that you need to know. I want to emphasize again that you must connect direct quotations from the text into your own sentences. You must do that. So let me know, as always, if you have any questions.